right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to make my way down to my mat. And tonight I'm going to come down onto my bolster. So welcome. This is Thursday Night Deep Stretch. Through you call this yoga. And I am Niambi. So just make your way down to recline bound angle, soles of your feet together. Maybe you sway side to side a little bit to help your body settle into your mat. And just begin to notice your breath. No particular breathing patterns to start. Just simply letting the day go and allowing your body to settle into your mat. Notice any place where there may be tension, tightness, and just send your energy there. Allow your energy to support your body in releasing. And breathe. Notice the points of your body that are in contact with the mat. Maybe that's your shoulders, your back, your legs, your arms. And feel the support and the grounding. And allow it to carry you through this practice. And let's just take a few moments and breathe. And take a few cleansing breaths. So we take a cleansing breath, we inhale nice and deep, fill up your lungs, and we exhale and make an audible. So let's do 3 of those. So we will inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And one more time. Let's inhale and exhale. And now just allow your body to settle in. Be still. Be still. Be still. Be still. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe, release. 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 Expand, 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 be still
and breathe, release, expand, be still. And breathe, release, expand, be still. And breathe, release, 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 be still. And breathe, be still. And breathe, be still. And breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still. Be still. Be still. Be still.
So on your next inhale, slowly draw your knees in, bring the soles of your feet to your mat, and then let's squeeze in for a nice full wind relieving pose. You can either hold on top of your legs or you can tuck your hands behind your knees. You can have your knees together, or if that's not comfortable, you can open them a little and just squeeze in and maybe rock side to side to massage your lower back. Help it release, especially if you've been sitting or at a desk all day. Maybe you make some circles with your knees in one direction. Make sure you're breathing. Maybe you pause at the top and go in the opposite direction. And breathe. Maybe you point and flex your feet to wake up your ankles. Point one foot, flex the other. Maybe you make some ankle circles if that feels good. One direction. Pause and go in the other direction. And squeeze in nice and tight. And then you're going to lower down. Let's just bring both of our feet down to the mat. Straighten out your left leg down on the mat. And then we're going to squeeze the right leg back in for half wind relieving pose. And let's hold here for a few moments. That left leg should be engaged. Really engage those thigh muscles. You can point that left foot. Notice if there's any tension in your shoulders and intentionally release that. Roll your shoulders down. And let's just hold here for a few breaths and breathe into this half wind relieving pose. So next you're going to take your right leg, pass it over to your right hand and draw it out and up. So you're drawing your knee toward your underarm and out to the side. You can take your left arm out into a T. And if you want to add that neck stretch, you can take your gaze over to the left, engage your core, and breathe. So remember, in deep stretch, we'll hold our poses anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes to 5 minutes. And that allows time, gravity, and our breath to support our body in going just a little bit deeper. Just remember to breathe. Notice any tension and release it and settle in. We'll be here for a few more breaths. So your next inhale, slowly bring the right knee in, and then you're going to pass it over to your left hand and draw it across the body. You can lower your foot down onto the floor, into the mat, and feel that spinal twist. You take your right arm out into a T. You can take your gaze to the right if that feels good, and breathe. If you feel any tension or any tight places, you can take your hand and just massage and help your body release. So that hip muscle, that glute muscle, the lower back. Maybe you want to tuck your hand in into that hip socket. I know for me, my right side is cranky. You guys probably know this already because I say it every week. But my right side is a little bit cranky, so I'm a little more gentle on the right side. Just a little more patient, a little more graceful. So breathe. We'll have a few more breaths here. And one more. So your next inhale, slowly engage your core. We're going to roll back to center. And then we're going to take this right leg straight up to the ceiling. If it's more comfortable, you can bend the left leg to help you stabilize while you have the right leg up. And I think I'm going to do that tonight. So point and flex. Just that point and flex is going to give you a different sensation down the back of that right leg. And maybe that's all your body needs this evening, but you can do some ankle circles. That's going to give you a nice sensation down that back leg. And breathe into it. Really feel your body melt and release. Then we're just going to take our hands and gently massage down the back of the leg. So that can just look like pressure from your fingertips. And just feel where the tension is. Feel where your body needs support tonight. If there's one spot that you want to stay, if you don't want to go up and down the leg, you should do that. And just listen to your body's cues. And breathe. So just a few more breaths. So your next inhale, you'll flex your foot and we're going to float it down nice and slowly. Float it right down to the mat. Engage your core. Move mindfully, gently. And then let's just let that settle for a moment. Maybe you reset your hips. You can straighten that left leg back down, and maybe you just waddle a little bit. And when you're ready, we're going to draw the left knee into our chest for half wind relieving pose. Squeeze it in nice and tight. Maybe you do some ankle circles. Notice if there's any tension in your shoulders, send your breath there. Notice if there's any tension in your jaw, the space between your eyebrows, and breathe. So on your next inhale, we're going to take that left leg pass it. Oh, no. Pass it to your left hand and open it out. So you want to draw it out and up towards your armpit. You can take your right arm out into a T. And if it's in your practice, you can take your gaze over to the right. Settle in and breathe. Take a few more breaths here. One more breath. Nice. So engage your core. Slowly bring that knee in. Pass it over to the right hand and draw it across the body. You can take your left arm out into a T. Gaze over to the left if that's in your practice. And breathe. When I think about my intention for class this evening, it is around new beginnings, finding the faith and the courage to step forward. We have a new moon in Aquarius on Saturday. So new moons are always good times to set intentions, reflect, and think about what we would like to achieve in the upcoming lunar cycle, and just use that lunar energy to help propel us forward. So if that resonates, you can carry it with you through practice. If your heart and mind has something else that you would like to carry through practice this evening, you're more than welcome. On your next inhale, we're going to draw back into center and slowly straighten that leg up to the ceiling. Ooh. You guys know I also always say each side is different. And some days one side is tight, some days the other side is tight. Just lean into it. Massage, breathe, and release. So let's just take a few moments here. Point and flex your feet. Maybe do your ankle circles. Massage down the back of that leg. And breathe. I keep calling attention to the shoulders because when we reach up, when we're massaging, we may squinch them up without even realizing it. So just remember to check in with your shoulders, make sure they're not up by your ears, release the tension. On your next inhale, flex that foot and slowly lower it down to the mat. Engage your core, nice and controlled. Bring it down and breathe, breathe, breathe. Very nice. So let's squeeze in one more time for a full wind relieving pose. Rock side to side, and when you're ready, we are going to rock up and come to all fours. So just swing around, make your way to all fours. Remember, you want to make sure your joints are stacked. It helps take some of the pressure off. So you want hips over knees, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and really ground your hands down. Toes are untucked, and we're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. So we'll inhale for cow, really just drop down into your center. Press through your heart. Envision something that you have a desire to bring to pass. And let your heart lead you. Exhale. Arch up like an angry cat. Your gaze goes back towards your belly button. Really press through your shoulder blades. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Maybe you take some hip circles here. Maybe you go side to side. Whatever feels good in this pose, whatever shape feels good for your body, helps you wake up that spine and loosen it up. And breathe. We'll take a few more rounds of cat and cow. So inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. And so now let's push back into child's pose. So you want to bring your 2 big toes together, spread your knees out the width of your mat or wider. Really press your hips back, set your hips back. And then you can reach forward, bring your forehead down to your mat, and breathe. Maybe you rock your head side to side and massage the space between your eyebrows, your third eye center, your intuition space. Allow this space to guide you as you move forward, knowing that all of the answers, all of the resolution lies inside of you. And breathe. Two more breaths. One more. Slowly walk your hands back. And bring your knees together. And we're going to come up and we're going to do a nice little toe stretch. We won't be here too long, but we can't forget our feet. So tuck your toes. You want to make sure even your little baby toe is tucked in. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands back. Oh, wait a minute. I have to reset myself. Walk your hands back and come to an upright position. Settle back and really feel that stretch through the bottom of your feet. Maybe you massage into the arch of your feet and breathe. Maybe you do some shoulder circles back, engage your core. Go in the opposite direction. Maybe do some neck circles or head rolls. We're almost there. It's going to hold for a few more seconds and breathe. Okay. Then we'll come back, slowly come back onto all fours and gently untuck your toes. Maybe you tap them out. And while we're on all fours, I know we do not usually press up into down dog, but we're going to press up into down dog tonight. A really nice, gentle down dog, but just to get that stretch across our back body. So tuck your toes and nice and gently press up to down dog. You can keep your knees slightly bent. Not an intense down dog at all. Maybe you walk your dog, pedal it out, just to really feel that stretch. So you want to be pulling up out of your palms and feel that stretch up your back and down the back of your legs. Maybe you press through and push back. Bounce up, rotate your hips side to side if that feels good. And then let's slowly come down, back onto our knees. And we're gonna go into a half split. So you'll be on your knees and you're gonna bring your right foot forward. And then you're going to come up on your heel. So you have your left knee is back. If you need to, you can drag that right foot forward to open up that space. You can use your blocks. And then just lean into it gently. You can untuck the back foot. Maybe you drop your head, but feel that stretch up in the hamstrings, all coming up the back side of the leg, and breathe. Remember, on your inhale, you fill up. On your exhale, maybe you see if your body has any more space to give, if you can go any deeper in the stretch. And breathe. Two more breaths. One more. So your next inhale, we're going to gently shift the knee forward and come into lizard pose. So again, you can use your blocks here. You can place your blocks. Both hands are on the inside of your right foot. So you can use the blocks to just bring your body up bring the floor up a little bit. Untuck that back left foot and settle into lizard pose. And breathe. If it's in your practice, you can turn your right foot out slightly. I don't know if you guys can see me. And if you want to go deeper, you can roll out on the outer blade of that right foot. So it's sort of like rolling your right knee out, and it's going to open up the hip flexor. So let me turn this way. So you're here in lizard. You can turn that right foot out, and then you can roll out on that outer blade, and that's going to open up this hip socket, and it's going to take your stretch deeper. So You can try it. If it works, great. If your body is like, nope, then you can just come back out of it and listen to your body. We have 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. Very nice. So slowly press back. You're just going to take that right leg, swing it back around. So now you're back on all fours, and maybe we press back just for a moment in child's pose. Rock side to side, sort of release that hip. And when you're ready, we'll come up. You'll bring the left foot forward, grab your blocks, and then bring the heel, press your toes up. So we're going into half splits and lean forward and settle in and breathe. Two more breaths here. One more. On your next inhale, you'll slowly bend that front leg. Sorry about that. And then you're going to come up the lizard pose. So you stretch that back leg out. Both hands are on the inside of the left foot. And breathe and settle in. Remember, as time passes, maybe you see if your body has any more space to give. Maybe you come down a little lower. Maybe you try rolling out on the outer blade on this side. So for me, this side is a little more open. So I can take that variation. And breathe. Two more breaths. One more. Thanks. So slowly bring yourself up. If you rolled out on the outer blade, bring that up, press back, and swing that leg around. And we'll push back to child's pose one more time. This time we'll do a closed leg child's pose. The legs closed, rest your head on the mat. You can keep your arms reaching forward, or you can bring them down by your side. And just let your body hang over, hang heavy, and breathe. Two more breaths. One more. So your next inhale, you can take your hands and slowly press up. You're gonna roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Let your head be the very last thing to come up. And from here, we are actually going to just spread flat out onto our bellies. I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see because we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So you're going to come down on your bellies. You're going to cross your arms at the top of your mat. It doesn't matter which arm is on the top. So, and then you'll slowly, once you get here, you'll walk each hand in the opposite direction. So you're making a crisscross with your arms. You're going to tuck your toes, and then you're going to use the momentum from your toes to just shift your body forward. So that little shift is going to take your chin over your arms, and that should allow you to feel a stretch across your shoulder blades. Oh, so just play with it until you get adjusted. But just that tucking the toes and that shifting over, you want to feel the stretch across your back, your shoulder blades, and into the shoulders. So once you get to a place that's comfortable, just settle in and breathe. You can lower your head, and that will deepen the stretch as well. Don't forget to breathe. Two more breaths. One more. So if you untuck your toes and just sort of shift your body back, and then slowly walk your hands in and unwind. Move gently and slowly. And maybe you just take your arms behind you and you can clasp your hands if that's in your practice, and then counter that stretch. So I hope this makes sense. So you just bring your arms out and then bring them behind you, clasp your hands, or even if you don't clasp your hands, if you bring them to the side and just press up, maybe you reach forward just to counter that shoulder stretch. And when you're ready, remember which arm was on the top. So for me, it was the right. So I'm going to switch them and then slowly walk them out to the side. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Take your time getting in your position. Tuck your toes and shift your body forward. And breathe. And settle in. And notice the difference. Notice the difference in sides. Notice where there's tension. Breathe into it. Remember, we don't want pain. So if you feel a pinch or pain, you want to back off. But tension and discomfort is not bad. We can breathe through tension. We can breathe through discomfort. And breathe. 2 more breaths. One more. So gently untuck your toes, shift your body back, and slowly, 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 slowly unravel. And maybe this time, again, you can put your arms by your side and press up if that feels good. Take a few breaths here, maybe rock your hips back and forth, side to side. And you're going to tuck your toes, and we're going to press up, and we're going to find our way to an easy seat, Ukasana. So you'll come into easy seat, and we're just going to do a spinal twist. So with this twist, you will take your right hand, place it on your left knee, take your left hand, put it behind you like a kickstand, and then you just gently twist and look over your left shoulder and breathe. Remember, on the inhale, you're going to fill up as if somebody is holding you at the top of your head. And on the exhale, you empty out and deepen the stretch slightly. And breathe. With each inhale, you fill up. On the exhale, you twist a little bit deeper and breathe. So your next inhale, slowly and gently unwind. Come back to center. Maybe you take a few shoulder shrugs before we head to the other side. Then you take your left hand, place it on your right knee. Right hand goes behind like a kickstand. And you look over that right shoulder and breathe. Fill up on the inhale. Twist a little deeper on the exhale. And breathe. On your next inhale, slowly and gently unwind. Come back to center, nice and easy. Maybe you twist out a little bit. Look side to side. Help stretch your neck out. You do some shoulder rolls to the back. Do a few coming forward. Very nice. And so now we're going to make our way down to our backs. So we'll swing around, spread your feet out in front of you, flex your feet, and slowly roll down. You'll extend your hands, engage your core, and make your way down gently, slowly, controlled. And settle into your mat. Okay. So from here, we are going to do banana pose. So you want to open your legs out wide or wider than your mat. Arms out, so you're sort of in star pose. And we're going to go to the left first. So you'll bring your right leg over. You'll walk your left leg out, walk your left hand over, and then you'll bring your right leg over, cross it over your left, bring your right arm over, and you can hold your left wrist and create a banana shape. And really feel that stretch up the right side body. And breathe. And breathe. So your next inhale, you release the bind, uncross your feet, release your wrists, and slowly shift back to center. If you need to reset your hips, take a moment, and then we'll prepare for the other side. So you'll walk your right foot out, your right arm out, and you'll take your left foot, cross it over the right. You can take your right hand and hold your left wrist and create a banana shape on the opposite side, and really feel that stretch through the side body, and breathe. And breathe. So your next inhale, release the bind, uncross your legs, release your arm, come back to center, and let's draw in for one more full wind relieving pose. And from here, we'll go into happy baby. So in Happy Baby, you can hold in two different places. So you want the soles of your feet toward the ceiling. You can hold behind your knees and draw your knees down and breathe. Or you can reach up for the outer blades of your feet. I rock side to side because it's helpful. And then draw your knees down and settle in and breathe. Maybe you rock your baby if that's in your practice. Slowly and mindfully. Maybe you stretch one leg out, hold, stretch the other leg out, and hold. You go back and forth a few more times. And breathe. Come back to center and hold. Your next inhale, you draw the soles of your feet together. And you'll slowly draw your knees in. Squeeze in nice and tight. And then we're going to go into waterfall. I'm going to cue it as supported waterfall, but if you don't have a block or don't want to use a block, you can simply take your legs up to the ceiling or like legs up the wall. If you do use the block, you press your hips up, place the block at your lower back, and then take your feet up toward the ceiling. Maybe you point and flex. Maybe you do some ankle circles. Breathe. Inversions are really good. They're a really good way to end the day. They help calm your central nervous system and just bring everything down. So it's very relaxing. I'm going to silence myself and let you guys settle here for a moment. So your next inhale, you bend your knees, slowly bring the soles of your feet to your mat. Press your hips up and remove the block if you use one. And let's take any last minute movement before we prepare to settle in for Shavasana. So maybe you do some windshield wipers, some nice, slow, deep windshield wipers. Maybe you can do a full body stretch and really reach and reach. Mhm. Maybe you squeeze in for one last full wind relieving pose. And when you are ready, just spread out on your mat and find rest.
Let me be brave, please. Let me see my choices clearly. Please, let me be brave. Please, let me see my choices clearly. Please,
Slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the space. And wiggle your toes, flutter your eyelids. And when you're ready, roll over onto your favorite side. Draw your knees in nice and tight. You can use your arm as a headrest. And just settle for a moment. Thanking your body for this practice. Thanking your body for all that it does on a day-to-day basis. We end our practice in Shavasana, which is corpse pose. It is a pose of endings. It is a rest pose. And then we come here to fetal posture, which represents new beginnings, starting over. And it is definitely a representation of life because with every ending, there is the opportunity for a new beginning. When you're ready, take your hand and press yourself up to a seated position. You can come crisscross applesauce. Bring your hands to heart center if that's in your practice and comfortable. I greatly appreciate each of you taking time for yourself today and allowing me to guide you through your practice. I do not take it lightly. I am eternally grateful. Bring your hands to the space between your eyebrows, your third eye center. The light in me sees, honors, and appreciates the light in each of you. Namaste.